Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I think today is actually officially Galentine's Day, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited for you guys to be here with all of us, and as Melody mentioned yesterday, there are so many different ways for you to really start to incorporate self-care into your daily routine that require absolutely minimal investment as far as like actually going out and purchasing anything too crazy or too extravagant. I think a lot of times we think we have to go to a spa or plan a special, hair day or nails or whatever. And hi, Nikki. And it really can be something super simple, but a lot of our own self-care starts up here with us realizing that we actually have the ability to make these things happen for ourselves. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about spiritual self-care, which is an interesting topic for me specifically because I'm not super spiritual. I've never had a crazy religious connection until more recently, and it's been an individual journey for sure that I had to go through on my own to figure it out, okay? So if some of the things that I say aren't exactly how you believe, understand we're all allowed to have our individual beliefs, and what I say doesn't mean it's, the law, but it is my journey and what I have gone through. So I wanted to give you 5 really basic ideas of things that you can start incorporating into your daily routine, whether you do it in the morning or at night, or you kind of split it up and put it out throughout your day, however you want to do it, it doesn't matter. I start these things typically in the morning, and they're just habits to start getting used to, because once you start doing this, spiritually you're going to build yourself up. But really what this entire group is about is how we feel up here, right? How we think about ourselves, how we actually portray ourselves, carry ourselves, and the ultimate feeling of self-love. Because without it, we aren't presenting ourselves as the best self that we can give to everybody else. A lot of us might be moms in here. I'm not a mom. I have a dog. Some of us may have dogs. Some of us may have nothing. Doesn't matter. I don't think one job across the board is more important than anyone else's, right? So everybody in here is worthy, everyone in here has value, and everyone in here deserves the exact same kind of self-care. You just have to understand what you need individually, okay? So, spiritual self-care. It does not have to mean religious. That's what I want to put as a disclaimer first and foremost, okay? Understand that how you approach spirituality really is all just in your mindset and what it is that you believe deep down in your soul. What lights you up? So a really solid way, and it's why I shared the post I shared this morning about the self-love affirmations. If you start your day putting some really good, solid affirmation thoughts into your world is going to be a lot brighter. And you may be a person who's never done this before. Maybe this is new to you, to, make these statements saying, I am enough, I am powerful, I am healthy, I am beautiful, whatever it might be, right? Everybody has individual affirmations. It might sound really hokey. It might sound like, what are you even talking? That's insane. Like, there's no way that works. The thing with that is you have to have some trust. The whole idea of spiritual self-care is trusting in something outside of yourself, something bigger than anything you can ever accomplish on your own, okay? So affirmations work in that same way. They start to really carve out belief systems for your everyday life. So when you do tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am powerful, all these things, even if you feel like the smallest speck on this earth who is not worthy of anything, which I hope you don't feel like, but if you do feel that way, you're going to start to get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And before you know it, your confidence is going to grow because you're working from the inside out. Okay? So affirmations work that way. They really start to build our belief from the inside out. They are so very personal. So I can't give you a list of affirmations that are going to work wonders for you. This is something you have to sit down and really think about, but they don't have to be anything crazy. They really can be. I am eating healthy today. Like if that's your goal, I am drinking water today. Whatever your actual goal might be for your life, create an affirmation for it and start telling yourself that every single day. But you have to carve out that little bit of time. And this can be like 2 minutes of your day to tell yourself or to write it out or whatever you need to do. Even if you keep it on your phone and you just read it when you wake up in the morning, whatever it might be, make it a habit, okay? And the next thing, this one's super hard for me, but it is something that is very valuable if you can actually incorporate it into your life. That would be meditation or silence or prayer. Now, it looks different for different belief systems, right? If you are a person who is more connected to the universe and you believe in universal strength and universal guidance, and you're not really on the realm of religion or God or Jesus, meditation and silence are both really, really vital for you to connect to something where you can visualize and where you can plug into what it is you want to accomplish in your entire life. Like, these are where your goals come into fruition. This is where you connect a dream to your reality, and somehow they mend together, okay? Prayer is extremely powerful. I think a lot of times when we let go of things and we let God, as religious as that might be, or the universe, take over, you are given signs. You are given what it is you're asking for. So you just have to have that undying faith. And me starting this whole Bible in a year thing, this is the first time I've ever attempted to read the Bible, starting last month. And I'm behind already, so don't worry, it's not going 100%. The thing that stuck out to me was a mustard seed of faith. Meaning the only amount of belief you actually have to have, faith you actually have to have, trust you have to have, is the size of a mustard seed. If you can picture that in your mind and understand how very powerful that will be for your life, the whole meditation, silence, prayer becomes extremely meaningful in your day-to-day world. And that does not mean you need to spend 3 hours in silence. Like, you're not a monk, right? We are real people. We are busy people. We have things to do. If you can find, Melody talked yesterday morning about waking up and drinking your coffee and that first sip and how it feels, and like, that's self-care, right? Even if you sit in that moment, you're drinking your coffee, but you are silent, or you're praying, like you have your list of things that you want to think about or whatever it is. It's not about the bills. It's not about, your dog has to go to the vet. It's not about your kids have to go to this activity today after school. It is time where you contemplate what it is you want in this world and how you're going to get there. And you don't have to have any answers. You just have to put it out, right? Just like release it. Allow yourself to clear some mind space and get rid of some of it. Give it to the universe. Give it to God and allow some of it to be taken care of for you, okay? So much easier said than done. And I'm not saying that it works right away, but the more consistent you are with it, it really is just a self-care move, because it's going to relieve a lot of tension that you might be holding on to, okay? The next thing, let's see, journaling. So if you can sit down with your thoughts, and this can also be 5 more minutes, right? Like, this entire 5-step process could be half an hour or less if you really wanted it to, even less than that. 5 more minutes. You sit down and you journal, and you ask yourself a tough question maybe. You contemplate. You get into really deep thought. This is something that is a struggle. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, but if you're a person who's thinking a lot all the time, maybe you just journal what is bothering you, or you journal what you're grateful for. Because honestly, starting with an attitude of gratitude, we hear it, right? You hear these little quotes, these inspirational quotes, and you're like, yeah, that sounds so great. And then you never apply it. I know a lot of times I have a hard time taking action on things that I read or things that I hear or things that are done. And it's like, why, if I would have applied that, how much further would I be? You can't look back, right? We can't have any regret, but we can go forward. And going forward, if you are a person who has a lot going on and your mind goes a million miles per minute, release some of it onto paper. Write down how you're feeling. Nobody needs to read it. It doesn't have to be a fancy book. I'm going to tell you, like, go get yourself a simple, little notebook and write inside of it. And you can switch it up every single day. Sometimes I write how I'm feeling. Sometimes I write things about that I'm frustrated about. Sometimes I write things that I'm excited about. Sometimes I make lists of ideas, like I get creative and I start to like mind map out on paper, different ideas and what that could create, new group ideas or how I'm going to change my clients' lives, all these different things, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. Just start to write and allow your mind to wander, pen to paper. Okay? Because it's really going to allow you, especially when you go back and look at it, it's really exciting to see some of the things that you've written. Another thing I wanted to share, actually I'm going to share that. I'll share all these things that I have sitting next to me at the end. I have some tools that I use in the mornings to kind of get me some inspiration because some days I'm not feeling it. Some days I'm like, no, don't care. And I'd rather just sit on my phone and scroll Facebook. And that's a bad habit. So if we're starting that right away in the beginning, she talked about that yesterday as well. Getting other people's highlight reel into your mind at the very first second your day starts is really doing like crazy detrimental, havoc on your life because you're already going into comparison mode. And comparisonitis is a nasty, nasty thing. So if you can give yourself that 30 minutes in the morning where you do make your coffee, and you sit and you do these 5 steps, or you do some of the things she talked about yesterday, and you really don't plug into anyone else's noise but your own, and you start to release some of your own noise, pen to paper, clear out space so that the things that you want to accomplish, the universe or God can actually make happen, it's going to be magical for your life. You're going to feel completely different going throughout your day, and that in turn right there is going to be huge for your family. Okay? Or the people that you're trying to talk to or help, or, it's that fill your cup first before you fill anyone else's, right? You have to be your best self before you present yourself to anyone else. Okay? The next thing, reading. I am not a book reader. This is why the Bible is already behind. But when it comes to reading, I have been huge into personal development for the past probably 2.5 years and I can tell you, before I ever started that, I thought those kinds of books were for crazy people. I thought there's no way I need any of that. That was my programming. I was raised to think that, self-help is for people who have mental issues. And that's not to say anything bad about my family. It's just that's what I picked up from my environment, right? So when I was, encouraged to start reading every single day, I was like, oh man, are you serious? Really? I don't need that. Why would I ever need any kind of self-help or personal development in my life? But let me tell you, the person that I was the day that I started versus the person that I am sitting here talking to you, first of all, she never would have admitted that she never read the Bible because she was scared that other people would judge her. And she never would be able to do a live video. And she never would, all these things. Never, never, never. Confidence comes because we flex muscles we didn't know we didn't have, okay? So when you think that you are struggling, but you don't know where to reach, and you don't know who to talk to about it, it really is time to dive into books. These books will change your life. And I know that sounds super duper yeah, right, hokey, this is insane, but I'm not kidding. They will change your life. And you gotta go with what you actually need to hear, what you actually need to work on, what you think is going to touch your soul at any given moment. Sometimes I'll be having a rough time during my day, and I don't feel productive, and I don't know what to do, and I'm trying to grasp at just doing some different things for my work, right? And it's not creative, and I'm not coming from a place of giving and heart and all excitement like I should be. I know I need to take a step back, go take a minute, and maybe dive into, some of the parts of the Bible that I haven't read yet, or whatever it might be. Dive into a personal development book. Go and pull a few of my cards. These cards they're silly, but they give you good inspiration, and that's what this is all about. Your book is going to give you inspiration. The Bible may pop something out to you that you're like, oh, I needed to hear that today. Maybe you need to turn on some kind of Joel Osteen or a podcast. That really does speak to me a lot. This is what's really interesting about God, the universe. There would be times where certain things were happening, especially when I still worked as a teacher. I'd be driving to work, stressed, didn't want to go there. It was a negative environment, right? And a thing would pop on my radio, and I have Sirius XM, so I would try to keep it on the Joel Osteen station because I was trying to get more personal development in as I went to work. And like the message that he would be saying was exactly what I needed to hear. And that happened a lot because I wasn't in the right mindset, but something new. I needed some help, some guidance. So you have to really be open to those different signs that the universe is going to give you, okay? Because it really does happen. So the next one, number 5, you need to have a daily plan. You need to have an intention. You need to have really core desired feelings. So the way that I do this, and I am not going to sit here and claim that I am some kind of organized professional because I am extremely far from it. Like, it's pathetic how unorganized I am. However, I have this planner that I bought myself for 2018. And it breaks down, it is like a regular planner. It has a scheduled area where you can put in, you know, what you have to do today. But it also has things that really speak to your soul. So it has like, you know, little prompts to kind of write through. So this I kind of use as a journal as well. Instead of actually sitting down sometimes and writing just in a blank notebook, I'll use this because it prompts me to, you know, go into gratitude and things that I want to change and things that I need to stop doing that are like not causing me any kind of, you know, positivity. Things that I do need to do, and 3 things like to focus on. And each day, the 3 things are completely different, right? So today's 3 things said don't overwork it. So I just wrote out 3 affirmations. I've been trying to focus more on affirmations for myself because it's one of my weaknesses. It's one of my areas that I completely avoid. So I gave you that list of 5 things to do, right? And sometimes I don't do all of them either. So don't feel bad if this is spotty and this is something you had to work up to, okay? Know that it takes some time, but once you start to practice it, it becomes a lot easier. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. To-do list. I agree, Jessica. I completely agree about to-do lists. I can usually write myself a little like checklist if I know, but I know the things I need to do every day. So it kind of like, I write it down to go through the motion, and to me that's pointless too. So it's like a waste of my time. But I really do like being able to do more for something deeper, for my soul. So getting in the idea of core desired feelings. Basically all it means is how do you want to feel going throughout your day, right? It can be a lot deeper than that. There's a lot more on it. There's a book called Desire Map, and that's actually what the planner is. It's the Desire Map planner, but there's a book called Desire Map by Danielle Laporte, and that's what it goes into. It goes into the idea of how you want to feel. Instead of creating goals for yourself at the beginning of the year, maybe you have New Year's resolutions, all these things that we feel we have to cookie cutter, and we feel we have to be so perfect and regimen in, that end up falling flat, and we feel like a failure. And then our self-care goes like this. Our self-love definitely goes like this. It goes more into, and I'm not even in, like, I haven't even read the whole book, but just from the planner and from doing a different book of hers, it goes into how you want to feel versus what you want to achieve. I think this is a really, really vital thing for any kind of self-care, is how do you want to feel? You're going to have an intention with that. Once you set an intention every single day, and not every day is going to be perfect. That's what I want to tell you. Be human and have grace, but really do understand that you can achieve whatever intention you set. If you set out and you know, like, okay, today, like I've been putting in it, this is silly, but I've been putting an intention out into the universe for the past 2 days, so it's just started, that I want to drink a gallon of water a day because it helps my body with inflammation, right? Like, that's a silly goal, but it's my goal. Like, it's personal to me, and it's what I need to do. And yesterday I was able to do it. Today I'm on my way. So these are things, right? If you don't set that intention though, like when I wasn't setting that intention, I was drinking probably 32 ounces of coffee a day or more, right, Jessica? Or, you know, like getting one of these cup size, like this is a 32 ounce cup of water a day. Like, that's insane for my weight, for what I know I need for my health. That's like, it's unacceptable in my opinion. But I'm a perfectionist and I'm working on that as well. So it's all about setting intentions and being really, really graceful with yourself. So my assignment for you, I'm going to go through the tips one more time. really quick what they are so you can kind of have an idea if you want to set yourself up a morning ritual system or an afternoon or a before bed ritual. The first one is affirmations. So take some time, write out 3 to 5. You don't have to write out a whole page, right? 3 to 5 is good. And your affirmations can change every single day if you want them to. That's you. Like, you get to choose what this is, okay? The second one is meditation, silence, or prayer. So really, really focusing on getting rid of some of the noise and allowing yourself to release some of the worry, okay? The next one, number 3, is journaling, deep thought, or contemplation. So allowing yourself to put pen to paper, create, be excited, be grateful. This can be where you write gratitude. This can be where you share, maybe your dreams, whatever it is, start writing it out so you have proof of what it is you want to achieve. And it's not just floating around in here. Grab it up and put it on paper. Okay. Number 4 is reading. And you can really tailor this to however you want. Some of you may find that you want to read your Bible, right? Some of you may find that you want to listen to a podcast. Maybe you want to read a physical book. Maybe you want to listen to a book. Audible is great. Podcasts are amazing. Physical books are great too. It just depends on how you want to do that and how much time you have. If you can turn on a book or a podcast while you're cooking or doing something else and multitask that but still pay attention, that's really, really good, right? And then the 5th one is setting a daily plan or intention or having whatever it is that you want as far as your core desired feelings for the day. Setting that feeling for what it is you want your day to look like, okay? Because you are ultimately in control. You're in control of how you react to every single thing that comes at you, right? And it's hard sometimes. It's not easy when people are not so kind, but their problem, not yours. Okay? Remember that. Bless and release, their problem, not yours. Not my monkeys, not my circus, whatever that statement is. I say that a lot. Not my circus, not my monkeys, because no thank you. If you have an issue, that's your problem, not mine. And it's not to say you don't care about that person. It is to say you do know your boundaries and you want to protect your own you. Okay? So, what was I going to say last? Oh, okay. The assignment for you guys. Sorry, because I didn't write it down. And if I don't write it down, sometimes it goes who knows where. I would love to hear what you would want your power word, or maybe you already have this. Maybe you've already done this for 2018, but this is it's been a huge push for me this year. I created a power word in January that really got me through some of my trials and tribulations that I wasn't perfect. And that's something I'm working on. That's one of my things is like, screw perfection. My power word is grace, right? So when not everything goes to plan, grace, patience, grace. Grace is a huge one for me. You don't have to have grace. That doesn't have to be your power word, but I would love for you to drop your power word in the comments below because I think that it's really exciting to know certain things about each other because those are moments and those are places where as your friends that invited you into this group, we can hold you accountable and we can like lift you up with that. Like, I love the way that you're persevering through that, right? I have a challenger, that's her power word. And it's great because every time she tells me something new, and she's in here, I don't want to shout her out, but she is in here. Every time she tells me something new that she's accomplished or that she kind of struggled with, but she still made it through, perseverance is absolutely what's happening. And your power word doesn't have to be anything crazy. I mean, it can just be like smile or, friendly, whatever it might be. Mine just happens to be grace because I'm a perfectionist psycho. So I'm trying to cut that off. I'm trying to lop off that part of my programming because it's not serving me. And my core desired feelings for this year, I created 4 that I really wanted. For those of you that do desire map, mine are peace, joy, love, and abundance. And not in the typical sense of what those words actually mean. Like every day I put those at the top of my planner and I put words underneath each core desired feeling of things that I can do that would bring that. So like love or joy could be a smile. Like it's really basic, but it helps me remember to actually live in that that realm instead of just having those words as words and never actually doing anything action step wise to get there. Okay, so drop your power word for 2018 in the comments. I'm so excited that I was able to go live with you guys. I wanted to make it a little shorter, but if you've watched any of my live videos before, you know that I usually go at least 30 minutes, so this is probably better than that. And yeah, if you have any questions, drop them below as well. I would love to hear what you think of all the tips. If these are things that you already do or things that you want to start incorporating, let me know. And yes, Nikki, I will comment under this with some book ideas, okay? I've got a bunch, and it just really depends on what you want. So if anyone else wants that, watch in the comments. I will put those up. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Go enjoy your Tuesday. Go enjoy your Galentine's Day. If you have real girlfriends that you are physically going to see today, give them hugs, share love, be excited, and really do focus on filling yourself up first before you fill anyone else up, okay? So, bye guys.